Here's Mark Cellar Age 2024. Is this bottle worth the hunt? Let's dive right in and see. I was lucky enough to grab this bottle about a month back, and I've opened it. You'll see I've shared it with a few friends. I've been able to have some folks try it and see what their thoughts are. This is a bottle that I was pleasantly surprised by. I was able to try the Cellar Age 2023 last year, which I thought was absolutely incredible. I typically was not the biggest Makers fan, but I would say they have been on a huge run as of late. When you think about all of their wood finishing series, dating back to 2021, all the way to now, with Cellar Age coming out, if you think about the Heart, the Lost Recipe releases that they've done, I think Makers has been one of the most consistent and, I think the biggest distilleries to really look out and watch for with what they've been doing. So with that, when you talk about the 2024, I have had this. We'll do an official review tonight and talk about what I get on the nose and on the palate. But it's a bottle I think that is in contention for one of the top for 2024. And we'll talk about that why that is here in a second. So let's go ahead and get this poured up. Let's get this in glass. I'll tell you what I get on the nose, and then we'll dive into the palate as well. So as I'm getting this poured up, I'd love to hear in the comments, what's your favorite Makers release? Do you have one that stands out to you? Is there one that really blew you away over the last few years? Is it a wood finishing series? Let me know. Okay. I do love the new bottle design that Makers has gone with here. I think this look, and I think I have an old bottle design. Yep, right here. This was an old pick that I had. This was the old bottle design when they did the wood finishing series. This is a pick that was coming out of Dodd's Wine Vault down in Castle Pines, but you'll see just a very different style. So I do enjoy the new style of bottle. I think it's beautiful. So, okay. Let's dive into the nose and see what we get on this. So on the nose, this is, with last year's and this year's, this is one bottle that I just smell either a sugar cookie or a scone on the nose. If you've ever made scones before, there's that salty note that you pick up in it. And every time I try this, I just get a little bit of that salty and sweet note on the nose. This is, let me talk about the years here. This is a blend of 15% of it is 12-year-old whiskey, and 85% of it is 13-year-old whiskey. So definitely some old whiskey in here, coming in at 119.3 proof. So definitely has a good proof on here as well. But that nose is phenomenal. I mean, this is another one that's up there as far as, releases that I've had this year in 2024. But that is a very special nose that you just can't deny how good it is. I don't get too much fruit on there. A little bit of baking spice, but a lot of that scone, and kind of cookie dough batter or something like that. Like it's not like a chocolate chip. It's more like a sugar cookie. So great nose through and through. So let's go ahead and taste it on the palate. Oh man, that's great. There's a lot of fruit. There is a funk in the mid palate, and wow, it makes your mouth water. It is, you can taste the age on it. You definitely get some of that raw oak and that wood. You can taste a little bit, but it's not overpowering. It's very subtle. The sweetness definitely, is reigning supreme here. Let me go in for a second sip. A little bit of raspberry in there. You get some of that wood and that oak. The mouth feels phenomenal, and the finish, it just stays with you. You don't get a Kentucky hug. It all just stays in the mouthfeel. But wow, that is incredible. That's definitely in contention for one of my top whiskeys of 2024. And I probably for a future video, I'm gonna have to do a blind and put up the Coy Hills, the cellar aged, to really just test and see what comes out on top. That'll be a fun experiment to do. Overall, this bottle, I was lucky enough to get this bottle for $150. I believe MSRP is anywhere from $150 to $170 or $180. Is it expensive? Yes. I won't lie. When I first got this bottle off the fresh crack, I actually wasn't that impressed with it. I was a little taken aback by it. I was like, oh, I don't know if this is worth it, But now that it's opened up, now that it's had time to breathe, it's totally changed my whole perspective on it. I think is changed. I think I have had it side by side with the last year's release. I do prefer the 2024 better. I do like a little bit more of that funk that you get on the palate. You get a lot of that sweet, but I think that age with that 13-year-old whiskey in here, I think really makes a big difference. So definitely a bottle worth trying. If you can find it, you gotta pick it up. I think if I'm buying secondary, the most I'd probably spend on this would probably be $200. But if you're at a bar, if you're at a restaurant where they have a pour of this, get yourself a pour. It's phenomenal. Definitely think it's worth a shot and something to try. So it's definitely going to be up there as in my top 10 of 2024. Definitely a bottle not to miss. All right. Well, I appreciate you checking out the review. Thank you as always for your support. Please leave a like, a comment, consider subscribing, and we'll continue to produce some more content just like this. Maybe do some live streams and go from there. So, all right. I appreciate it. Thank you. Cheers.